guys, Jennifer Bonneries here for another episode. I just am so delighted to have a wonderful new friend that I just met. His name is John Shea, and he has an amazing video cash course that he's offering. Before the broadcast, I was telling him, I just said, thank you. Even for me, I've learned so much. I've had review access to his course, which I'm very grateful for. And I can't say enough about this young man and his absolutely realness, his transparency. He walks you through, and the videos are not too long. They don't bore you because you're getting all this information. You can go back and rewind, take notes, but I'm going to stop chattering, and I would just love to introduce you to John Shea. And John, if you could just tell my audience a little bit about yourself and your background and how you came to making this wonderful video course.
Sure. Hey, thanks for having me, Jennifer. I guess to give you guys a little bit of a background on myself, I got into internet marketing about 5-6 years ago. Originally tried doing some multi-level marketing. That really didn't work out so hot for me. Just really wasn't something I got too interested in. And kind of tried a whole bunch of different things. I ended up working a bunch of different jobs. Worked for a couple e-commerce companies. I'm currently working with a digital marketing agency. I'm kind of like their head of SEO. So I learned a lot about SEO in my free time, and that's how I was able to eventually get this job. And in my free time, I started kind of dabbling in online courses. So one of the biggest things, and hopefully this will kind of be something people could take away from, is what I realized was I felt like everybody was always selling to me. Everybody was coming up with courses, and they want to sell you anything from a $7 ebook to a $500 or $1,000 flagship, huge course. And I would be buying all these programs, anything from the small stuff to the large, higher end stuff. And I realized that everybody was just selling to me. And I said, well, why don't I start selling to other people? And throughout the years, I picked up things. I learned, how to build websites with WordPress, how to start an email list, all the different things that you could be doing as an internet marketer, I suppose. And started just reapplying the things that I learned. One of my best courses that I have over on Udemy, I actually did the entire course in the span of a weekend. And that course has made me over $5,000 just on Udemy. So that's been really exciting to just take something that I spent a lot of time learning about and turn around and teach it to others.
What I do like, I had to put my glasses on because I can't see. What I do like about your course, honey, is that it's creating passive income for you. Like you put the time in, you put the energy in there, and it's just passive income. And a lot of us don't understand, like behind the scenes, the income just keeps coming in, and the two platforms that you're using are Udemy and Skillshare. I know for a fact there are people out there right now that do not even know what those two platforms are. So if you could quickly, well, I don't know. I don't know if you want to go and tell them like how as far as your course and you teaching a course versus like what you just said, and looking at other people, they're making money by teaching a course. So therefore now you're starting to teach a course, and from your humble beginnings, as far as your income proof that your course does work.
Yeah, I mean, I could give you a little bit of an idea for those of you who have never heard of Udemy or Skillshare. I would imagine more likely than not, more of you will have heard of Udemy because it is a much larger business, been around for a very long time. But they're both basically marketplaces. So Udemy allows you to publish a course. They have a team that will review the content you publish, and everything is basically set up for you. So all the uploading of the courses, the video player, the back end. It's not like you have to build your own website to host it. Everything is done for you. So you just create the content, and you create those video courses, whether or not you want to do presentations, kind of talking head like we're doing now, or if you want to do screen share. Those are really the most common top three. And from there you just publish the course, you set a price, and they will do some promotion for you. The biggest time they really hit their mass promotion is really right around like Black Friday in November. And a lot of that when all the sales are going on. So that's kind of Udemy in a nutshell. They have you know, I think there are millions of students, huge audience. So the marketplace is just massive. There's a lot of opportunity there. You could teach anything from, I even have a course about how I helped my cats get along, you know, like completely random. I know we were chatting about it a little bit, but I have a course on that and a lot of my other courses on internet marketing. So I've got like a mix and match of stuff. And Skillshare basically works the same way. The only difference is that they're a more membership based. So everyone can join for $10 a month. They actually do like a promo you can get in for the first 3 months for like $1. And you can see any course on the entire platform, and you get paid based on the enrollments that come in overall for premium enrollments, people that are actually paying subscribers. So they seem to be growing really fast. They're not really as big on like the business side. Udemy's a little bit more broad in what they do, and I would say Skillshare is more about probably more people like that are into like graphics and art and photography, things like that. But there's definitely a place for business. I mean, but if, you know, just thinking about this, if you're watching it, you know, you might have some skills. Maybe you know how to sew or something. You could teach someone how to do that. Anything you could possibly come up with. One of the things about this course too is that I share an example how my girlfriend, Brenda, she actually had never done anything with internet marketing in her life. And we decided to teach a course about how to make an apple crisp dessert. And she got a kind of like a first-time teacher bonus, which is something I talk about in my course. And she was able to make about $200 because she did a culinary course. They gave her an extra $100 for that. So they're always looking for different courses. They run challenges and things like that all the time. So it's pretty exciting, and it's really easy to get in. I mean, it was a 15-minute course, really simple.
And another thing, what I like, speaking of your girlfriend, even in your course, you mentioned her and saying, you know, she likes makeup. And, you know, look, I have makeup on, you know.
Yep.
I put some lipstick on because I get some on the But the thing is, the women that do not know how to apply it, I'm listening, I'm like, well, gee, the things that we take for granted, John, you break it down in your course, in your video. And for me, I'm just still like, okay, I'm so geeked and excited. But there's something that you said in one of your videos when you said we all consume content, but we do not take action. I'm guilty of that, you know, and I'm sure a lot of, my audience is guilty of that we keep getting and getting and getting, but if we don't take action, it's like a boat without a motor, you know? Yep. So you are so simple and real and transparent that anybody, whether a newbie or someone that's been in the business like me, I picked up some tips that I'm going to utilize. And I just think it's fascinating. You know, my motto is applied knowledge is power. You can have knowledge, but if you don't apply it, you know, it doesn't do any of us any good. So if you don't mind, John, could you share, I think you said you've made over 12,000 just using Udemy, and that's not even Skillshare. Do you mind sharing that with our audience?
Did you want to do like a screen share?
Sure.
Sure, let me see if I can pop in here first.
And for the audience also, while we're waiting for John to share his screen, I really like the fact that you're not doing a course and not showing how a person can, like, you know, I'll get someone to ask me, Jennifer, how in the world, or what can I do? Or how can I do it? You show the who, what, when, where, and how. You just give, basically, you get your pad and your pen and just start jotting down little ideas. And that's where it all starts, from a simple idea, and you take action, and there you have a course. And you'll never know unless I see you have your screen, so I'm gonna shut up.
Yep.
So.
All right, I guess I can break this down a little bit. I'll just kind of give you the simple version of it. So the very first month that I published on here, I made money. So this is something I just want to show you guys. You know, it's not that it was a ton, but initially when I first started this back in 2014, January 2014, I made $34 my first month, $34.25. And then it continued to make money. You know, it was kind of, I never really broke that $100 barrier, but this was just with one course. What I had done, I'll give you guys a little bit of a background, is it was someone that I actually met through Mike Thomas, Mike from Maine, and he had interviewed, Mike had interviewed him on his show, and I ended up basically, reaching out to this guy. His name was Vinny, and we decided to put together this membership site, taking an existing product. I said, this is a really good product. Let's put it into a membership site and call it version 2.0, and we'll put a new face on it. And neither of us really knew how to promote it and get it out there. We didn't have affiliates or really connections, beyond people like Mike. And at the time, he was even still pretty new. We decided to eventually just say, hey, why don't we do a co-instructed course on Udemy? So I basically moved all the files into Udemy's system. I had heard about it and never really had done anything with it. So I moved everything over, and immediately we started making money. It was nothing crazy, but even now, each month I may see a couple sales from that course I published way back 2 years ago. So I can kind of break it down. I mean, you can see each month I was making a little bit. I never really took Udemy very seriously. All the way up till about November 2014, I released a course about Amazon affiliates, and around Black Friday they did this huge promotion, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like, I went from making like literally barely anything, like $20 a month, $60 a month, to almost $1,000. For whatever reason, each December has been awful. I don't know why, but I think they just kill their promotions during that time period. I think I actually got a big refund, so they maybe for some reason they diminished my my promotions that month. I don't really know what happened, but then from there things really started picking up. You can see 500, 200, 200, 200, 300, 300, stayed pretty consistent, and up through this year, and kind of like mid last year, started really getting close to that $1,000 mark, and things have sort of been a little shaky the last few months because Udemy changed the way they do their pricing. So I'm not really sure how this is going to lead, throughout the year, but in a way it's almost similar to the results I was seeing from last year. If I go back to, June, I made about $300 last June. So I'm sort of seeing similar results to that right now. And, things are, I had almost a $2,000 month here in March. So that was pretty amazing. But overall, I've made almost $14,000 on Udemy as of today.
And that's so impressive. And what your course is showing, that anybody can do this. Anyone. You do not have to necessarily have an MLM background, an internet marketing background, like you said, with your girlfriend who's never been in internet marketing.
Yep.
And she made a few $100s. So anyone can do this. And this is what I love about your course, John. It's just absolutely simple. And of course the support is there. If anyone has any questions or concerns, they can always reach out to you. And of course our mutual friend Mike from Maine, love him to death. Love him. Love, love, love. And I'm just going to tell you a sneak peek. In one of your videos, you're talking about microphones. So you go from everything from ideas to how and what's Udemy, what's Skillshare, your courses. I think, didn't you say you had like over 26,000 students? Did I hear that right?
I could show you. Let me see here. So here's kind of my public profile on Udemy. I have 24,478, so I'm about to cross that 25,000 mark.
Yeah.
26 courses and almost 500 reviews across all my courses. I also have several courses which I've made free. Here's one that's gotten almost 70 reviews, and this is literally a super simple course on a topic I really am not even, I don't feel like I'm really that great at it, but people are giving me great reviews, and they thought it was a good introduction to this topic, CPA marketing. So you can even do free courses, and people are going to get to know who you are. I've done all kinds of different things with various types of courses, co-instructed courses. Here's one this is actually Mike's product that he released in 2014. He just gave me the content and allowed me to publish it on his behalf, and we're just splitting it. So he's making more money from it, and he didn't have to do any work. Things like that. It's pretty cool what you can do. The other thing that started to happen is I get emails all the time from these companies now that are new platforms up and coming. I could show you another example of some income. it's actually kind of live today. This is another platform called amazing.com, which I actually, it's pretty new. They basically have a membership where everybody could pay $40 a month. And the people that are in the membership, you know, the company splits this revenue of $35,000 among all the instructors based on how many minutes your courses get watched. So I actually have one of my courses here at number 25, and it's gotten about 1,300 minutes, and of the share, I've made about $221 this month. And then I've got a couple other courses in here too. This one here, Abandon the 9-to-5 Mindset. This one's made me about $60. And then I think I have another one here, Creating Landing Pages with WordPress, not really as much, about 14. So that's another $300 a month that I'm making with existing Udemy courses. I didn't have to really do a whole lot to get into this. I just gave them the files.
And that's the beauty of this, John, is I think I'm getting some feedback. Oh, okay. That we learn from others and partnership with others. You know, that even makes our base just expand, because we can't do it by ourselves, but this is a way that we can individually make passive income. Like you said with Mike, that you partner with him and he didn't have to do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
You develop these relationships and it's just phenomenal. But I want to jump back into your course real quick, where you go over microphones and lighting and perception. I'm not going to spill all the beans, but it's enough for me just to jump out of my skin. But when you were talking about microphones and, you know, the quality of sound, and, you know, the Logitech webcam, which I am using, but this is my Yeti. Love. This is my baby. But what I'm just trying to tell you is that, and the reason I got my Yeti is because of Mike, but because I used to, you know, I'm always on his interviews and watching him. But I said, Mike, I just want better sound quality, and he, you know, just like that. You know, I mean, he's a stand-up guy just like you, but in your course, you share microphone, lighting, and you're very transparent. You say, I'm not a professional, I'm not the expert, but what I know I can share with you guys, and it's probably more than what other people, you know. So in a nutshell, honey, I am so proud to be a part of this launch. I think we launch tomorrow at what time? John, are you still there? John, can you hear me? Let's see what happened. Can you hear me, John? I think we froze. I can't hear you. John, are you there? I think we may have.
We still here? I think I froze on my browser.
Yeah, you froze. I was about to send you a message.
All right, I guess we're still here, yeah. Hangouts isn't always the best when it comes to this stuff. I don't know what's up with it, but
it's okay. I don't even know what was I saying. I think I was talking about your course, and you know how you talk about, you know, the microphone, the lighting, and that you're not necessarily an expert, you know, in the field.
I actually took a Udemy course from someone about lighting just to learn, because I had no clue, and I still really haven't perfected it. I even I bought a green screen that I was going to use for this very course, and I ended up finding out that the way my camera is and the way I've got a wall right here along the side, and I would have had a stand, and you know, you could still see this entire wall, and the whole thing just wasn't working. And I was like, you know what, I don't have to be like a perfectionist creating this course. You know, the background doesn't look that bad. This is brand new paint in here. So I said, okay, you know, I'm just going to record it. I'm not going to fuss. And that's something else that, you know, you guys could keep in mind if you do decide to create these courses. You know, don't think that you have to go spend $200 on a lighting setup and a green screen and webcam and microphone and all this stuff. I mean, the course I did with my girlfriend, we literally used a cell phone, and all I bought was a little stabilizer. It was like $7 on Amazon. It just holds the phone so you're not shaking, you know, as you're trying to record it. And you kind of hold the little handle, and that's how I recorded it. There was not a professional microphone or anything. I did it with a cell phone.
Yeah, but these cell phones are like little mini computers. But
Yeah.
I just want to tell you, I'm so excited to be a part of this launch. And we launch tomorrow, right?
Yeah, it's at 11 a.m. on Sunday, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. And I'm jumping out of my skin. I'm like, I can't wait. So prior to that, we're going to have a webinar to show how, I think, are you going to be on there? Or you and Mike?
At 10 a.m. we're going to do a webinar. I think Mike is going to be doing most of the talking, but I'll be there for questions and things like that and support. So
that's what our audience has to look for. So stay tuned. Any closing remarks, my dear friend?
Sure. I guess I would say anyone that, you know, they're thinking about doing this. I know there are a ton of products out there, you know, coming out each and every day. And for me, I spent years literally just thinking like, you know, hey, this one thing, it's going to be the answer. This next thing, oh, this is going to be the answer. And I kept thinking everything that I would try, all these products I would try, they would all be the answer, and it would eventually make me money and I would do really well. And finally, when I started actually creating content and, you know, doing these kind of mini courses, or in some cases, some of them are pretty long, that's when I started seeing more success. As you can see with my Udemy, I've had a few months where I've made over $1,000, and, you know, I'm sure a lot of people would love to have that. You know, for me, that's covering my mortgage basically, you know, so that's an exciting thing, you know.
$300 will change someone's life, you know, in a month's time. So, you know, I love the simplicity as far as you can start. The only way you can succeed is start.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
it. And your course takes a beginner or anyone in the industry from the beginning to the end, walks them through it. I mean, I listened to every video and I'm just like, yes. Yes.
I tried to make it easy to consume and valuable. The videos are really short. I'm not doing these super long 30-minute, you know, you can consume it at your own pace and you're not going to feel like you're getting overwhelmed or, oh God, here's another hour-long webinar, you know, to sit on. So it's really easy to consume.
Well, John, I put my stamp of approval on there. I urge, you know, my audience to just pick this thing up. It's actually a no-brainer, and passive income, it's just a no-brainer. And you have the income proof, not only just, you know, this in our interview, but also in the course. You go more into detail of your income proof with Skillshare and Udemy. So yep. On those two platforms.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. I don't think I had anything else. I hope everyone, if you decide to buy this, you know, feel free to ask questions. I'd be happy to help.
And thank you, John. I think we covered it. You know, it's a lot to cover, but I think we just touched on the key point that anyone can do this. You can start today. We look forward to you tomorrow when we launch John's product. And, you know, I'll send out the link so everyone can get on your webinar. So you're going to go step by step with Mike to show them how they can make money using your absolutely wonderful course. You have a student.
Awesome. Glad to hear it.
Okay, my dear. Thank you so much and have a wonderful, blessed day. And we'll see you.
Thanks.